Hey everyone, and welcome to the Player Ranking Show after Liverpool 2, Southampton 1 in the Carabao Cup. Just a game of absolute all kinds. Good, bad, ugly, some really good moments, some unfortunate moments, some baffling moments, and everything in between. I'm Ste over at the board, my main man Errol, and we are here to rank all of the Liverpool players from that victory over Southampton. Were they boss? Were they sound? Were they decent? Or are you messing? But it's not going to be us deciding where to rank the players. It's going to be you. This is all based off your vote on social media. We've had thousands, hundreds, maybe thousands of people putting in their votes. And we'll put every single Liverpool player on the board. Let's start by talking about Hugo Ekitike, who had one of the wildest 45 minutes you'll ever see in your life. So he gets booked for complaining about a free kick by punching the ball away. He then scores a late winner for Liverpool. Liverpool doing that again. And then he goes and he doesn't whip his top off in celebration like pure joy. He casually takes his top off and holds it to the crowd, Lionel Messi-esque almost, for scoring the League Cup against Southampton, and ultimately gets himself a red card, which Liverpool ended the game with 10 men. They still threw, that's fine, but obviously gets himself a suspension, which isn't fine at all. So I am fascinated to see where you guys ranked them. Errol, have a guess, because this is one of the weirdest splits of votes you're ever going to see or hear. Where do you think the people voted them?
Somewhere between Hugo Boss and Ekitike. Are you messing?
I don't think we'll ever see this split. 35% voted Boss and 25% voted you messing, and I completely understand where people are coming from, because it was both. So we're going to have to, according to the people, put Hugo Ekitike in the Boss category.
It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. Oh, mate, he goes from take a bow to go and take an early bath because you're getting sent off. Like, what's that about? Like, just when you think you've seen it all as Liverpool fans, and we've seen a lot down the years, yous have been there with us and watched it, yous have seen the watch-alongs, yous have probably seen amazing Liverpool games down the years, but that's going to take some beating. In terms of an individual performance in 45, it really is going to take some beating. Let's talk about the good things from Hugo Ekitike first. I'd like to try that. The finish, once again, he's in the right place. He makes the right run. He is really working hard for us in that front line at the moment. He will pop up in loads of different spaces, and he will offer himself quite a lot. I thought he took the goal really well. Obviously, he is a very confident player, and you can see that he uses that level of confidence. There was a couple of flicks in there as well, which we've seen already so far from his Liverpool career. But I just think, and again, you might have to tell me either in the comments when you see this clip back, is this just a Premier League, English League rule, or is it just a universal rule now that as soon as you take the shirt off, it's an automatic yellow card? Because I don't know if he honestly just didn't remember that he was on a yellow card.
I think it's more that, mate. I think everyone gets booked for taking their top off. It's worth it. I think he just forgot that he'd been
booked. Then there's genuinely no excuse. If he's just had a moment where he's forgot what happened 20 minutes ago, then there is absolutely no excuse. Because as you said, it's Southampton in the Carabao Cup. It's not like he's just scored a late winner in the Champions League final or a late winner against one of your biggest rivals. He's done it against the Southampton team in the third round of the Carabao Cup, and it's the bravado of it all, as if to say, yes, I'm in full control and I know what I'm doing. And then the best moment that probably comes out of that mini moment of madness is Jeremy Frimpong's reaction to it all. If you haven't seen it, he'll be doing the rounds all over socials. Jeremy Frimpong says to him, lad, that's a red card, bro. Like, it's a red card. What are you doing? It was a completely wild moment. But again, when you need a man to stand up, score a big goal, keep his head and keep his calm and composure in front of goal, I think he probably should do a little bit better. There was a chance earlier on where he gets a great ball into the box. It might have been Chiesa that put the ball into the box for him. And he gets a free header. He finds a yard of space between the two centre-halves, and he doesn't manage to get the header on target. And I know we've touched on it a couple of times already since he signed for us, that for a big guy, he probably does need to work on his attack and threat in the air. But that was another big opportunity for him. But when the ball was played across the ground, holds his run really well, and he does get it over the line. So I think you've got to give him credit there for popping up with the winner. I just think there was two real big moments of madness from him. And I think in terms of his temperament and stuff like that, again, we haven't got the perfect player yet, and we know that he's still a little bit raw, but there'll be certain things that, Arne Slot will be looking at in terms of his game that he just needs to iron out and actually just bin off, and I think he'll be absolutely fine. Outside of those mad moments, I thought it was a good performance in 45 minutes, but you can't take nothing away, and you've got to address the elephant in the room. That was absolutely farcical.
Yeah, like I say, he's a young player, and he's obviously just forgot that he'd been booked maybe early on. It was mad. But let's talk about his actual performance, Errol, because it's worth mentioning. You are right, he does look sharp. He comes on again half-time. Isak has scored. Maybe there's a little duel going on there as well, like between the two of them. I don't know. A friendly one, of course. That'll bring the best out of him. He did look sharp. He had a couple of chances, a couple of good touches, like I mentioned. The header. He does really well. Obviously keeps himself on side, makes a good run for the goal, found by Chiesa. Obviously now he is suspended. We know that he's not going to play at the weekend, which is a shame. But for 45 minutes, he definitely impacted the game. Obviously on the pitch in terms of how he impacted Liverpool's attack and play a bit.
No, he certainly didn't. I think one of the biggest compliments you can give him in terms of his the way that he plays for Liverpool is it doesn't look like this lad's just come in the summer 5, 6, 7 weeks ago and he's only just settling into this team. He looks like he's been part of this squad for a long time. He feels really settled, really comfortable. He's really hungry to get on the ball. Give him the ball, he'll try and make things happen, whether that's himself doing individual runs, turns, the tricks and the little flicks around the corner, or if it is working hard in that press that he puts in with the team. So I think in terms of his athleticism and his way that he gets his body in and around defenders, he's going to cause havoc all over the pitch for us, and I think it's only going to grow in terms of his confidence and his ability will just come on leaps and bounds, especially learning off the likes of Mohamed Salah. I think there was a clip doing around a few days ago in terms of footballers that he's enjoying watching at the moment. He says Salah's there, head and shoulders above anybody else. And then I also think of course, Alexander Isak, another one that you've just mentioned, in terms of that friendly competition for places. Both of these lads will definitely be wanting to make big impressions on the Liverpool fan base over the course of this season. And I think both of them have gone about their business tonight in the right way, really. Both of them finishing chances that you'd expect those type of strikers to finish. I know it's on a play for Hugo Ekitike, and again, similarly, I think it's on a play for Alexander Isak as well. But they're the type of goals, that's your bread and butter. You don't miss them. As soon as you're in front of goal, you've got to show that you've got that clinical edge. And I think he's got that in abundance, and it's really refreshing to see. I just think there might be more moments of madness from him as well, that we just don't know what's going to come with this player. And hopefully he can harness that and we can get the best out of him in terms of the performances. And again, I think from an output point of view, what is that now? Is that 4 or 5 goals that he's got so far this season? He's put up some numbers already, so he is in good form, and he will be a big miss if we're not able to play him against Crystal Palace on the weekend.
It's worth mentioning to finish on him as well. When Arne Slot bought him, Liverpool did mention about his all-round play, and he isn't just like a poacher. He can get involved, and we did see plenty of that. You know what I mean? He does set up Chiesa again. Chiesa's offside, but it was a nice little flick. His link-up play actually was really, really good because, listen, Liverpool were very disjointed at times, especially in the first half. Probably fortunate, to be honest. They probably should go in 1-0 down. They've man 1-0 up, given the big chance Southampton missed just before Isak scores. But then in the second half, it did feel like it linked up a little bit better. Obviously, players getting used to it, maybe a bit more rhythm. But his all-round game, you can see the qualities he brings, not just the stuff in front of goal, which, by the way, he's really good at as well.
Yeah, he's got loads of quality. And to be honest with you, he's probably been my most enjoyable player to watch in this Liverpool team so far this season. The excitement that he brings, the confidence he's got his own little aura about him, considering he is still very much a young and raw striker, upcoming talent, still not a guaranteed starter for his national team either or anything like that. He still has to work really hard to get into that French national squad. We know that they've got spoilt with riches in terms of the attacking talent that they've got, but he has got his own aura. He's got a real self-confidence about him, and he seems to actually get it in terms of some players can come to this Liverpool side, and we've seen it down the years where, the shirt weighs heavy on them and the expectation and the pressure, sometimes they just go into themselves a little bit and they don't really get to show exactly what they're capable of. He's never once a day since he signed for us looked like he's been out of place, looked like he's been out of his depth, or looked like he hasn't really got the quality to add something into this squad. And I genuinely think he's only going to get better as the time goes on for us. It's just funny that, again, we can laugh about it now because it's the third round of the Carabao Cup and we've got through to the next round, and he does actually score the winner. But moments like that, you've kind of got to remember the circumstances, what's happened before the goals come, and you've got to make sure that when you are making those type of celebrations, you're not on a yellow card.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Andy Robertson said in his interview, he won't do that again, and yeah, hope fingers crossed he doesn't do that again. But yeah, Hugo Ekitike, from sublime to ridiculous and everything in between. He's a young player. Perhaps we have to that's a little reminder of how good he is, but B, again, maybe he is young and these are learning curves. Like, again, he won't do that again. I am absolutely sure.